Hello, my name is Megan O'Russell.
And my name is Christopher Russell, and welcome back to Page by Page, writing the book in real time. This week brought to you by Sock Water, right, Megan?
You picked the beer.
I did.
You know I don't like IPA. He knows I don't like IPAs.
So,
and he comes home from the grocery store and he goes, it was a 2-for-1, and I'm like, a 2-for-1 what? And then he pulls out 2 IPAs, and I'm like, you come home all giddy with beer I don't like, and he just keeps giggling. What an ass!
It was so fun. Oh, it was so funny. I did say, I was like, if you can't stomach it, I'll get you something else. And you're like, this one's not bad. I'm like, well, we've had that one on the podcast before. So the one that we are having right now is Tropical Beer Hug, which is kind of this fruity, hazy IPA.
You're my hazy IPA. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Also, Megan currently, I just feel like we should go ahead and say this now so that if there are any errant yelps, has a tens machine attached to her.
So something about, Once Upon a Con. Yes, we were at Once Upon a Con.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Once Upon a Con. Something about it just pissed my lupus off for some reason.
I have
lupus
no idea
has
why.
decided that my left hand and shoulder blade are to blame.
Yep.
So I'm running a TENS on it right now to try and get it a little bit more mobile.
Yeah, it's been doing this for days.
It has been.
Yeah,
it's
so
not ideal.
no, it's not. It's not. But beer helps? Question mark?
Sure.
Not
as much as tequila.
Well, that's not what we do on this podcast, okay?
That's true.
Don't drink, kids. And as I say at Titanic, unless there's an iceberg, and then maybe consider it. Okay. Oh, should I give context to that? The chief baker, Charles Jockin, was on board, and he famously drank a lot of alcohol, and it kept his body from shutting down to hypothermia. No, he was not just some drunkard. He actually gave up his own seat in a lifeboat, assisted loading that very lifeboat, went up to the boat deck, threw anything that wasn't bolted down overboard so that people could have flotation devices. And then he went, you know what? I think I've done my bit. And then he went down and drank and survived.
Okay, so you can check Titanic off that bingo card.
Okay, speaking of Titanic, do you want to give us a previously on? Or should I say, speaking of Titanic, do you want to talk about how Once Upon a Con crashed and burned?
Wait, do we want to do Once Upon a Con before or after the chapter?
Oh, gosh. You know, let's save it. We'll save it. We'll save it for after the chapter. And it didn't fully crash and burn, but man, it was on its freaking way. And those of you who kept it afloat, good on you. Good on you. And that includes you.
So
too.
if you're in the mood for tea, protect your fingers because this shit gonna be piping hot.
Yeah. Who are you?
I have a TENS attached to my back and it keeps like zapping nerves that make
Protect
my
your
tongue
fingers.
twitch. I'm doing my best.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, we'll get into Once Upon a Con after the chapter.
Perfect.
So perfect. Okay, so go ahead. You're up. Do it. We learned last week that I cannot. I was listening to last week's episode today, be like, what were some things that I should remember? And I went, oh right, that happened. Or it's like, hey honey, you should probably do the last time on or previously on because I don't remember what happened. I was like, okay. There were these teenagers and they went to high school and they're supernatural. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. So you do it, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Love you.
I forgot my notepad with notes out on the patio.
Oh, well, you know what? This is a great time to pause and take a shot of tequila. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. And then I'll come back with those notes.
Okay.
And we are back with notes. And yeah, I did it. I got us some tequila. Don't drink, kids. Tequila.
You know what I've been obsessed with for the past 3 days?
Tequila.
No.
Okay.
But it kind of has to do with that.
Worms?
There's a baseball team called the Savannah Bananas. And they're like this weird dancing exhibition baseball team. Mm-hmm. But it loops to the tequila because they pulled their pitcher from a game because they had the world's best, or the hitter, because they had the world's best hitter coming in to stunt for them. And it was the guy from Sandlot.
No way.
Yes.
Like Benny the Jet Rodriguez?
No, the other kid. The one with the curly hair. And he points all the time. I don't know if he's a pitcher or a hitter or whatever.
Oh, oh my gosh. Who's the one that did that on Sandlot?
I don't know, but they actually had him come in to play with this team.
Oh my gosh. It's not, oh, is it the one that does the s'mores thing and tells, right? He's like, you're killing me, Smalls, that kid?
Yes, potentially.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah.
But isn't that fantastic?
That is fantastic.
Sorry, that related to tequila.
No, thank you. That's hilarious.
Which is why I write with M dashes, but I'm not AI, because every thought comes with a bonus thought and potentially 2 to 5 side quests.
It is really funny because I had never heard that. And sorry, go ahead. You were still talking. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
No, that was it. Okay, good. But I didn't realize that was such a hallmark of AI until somebody said something about it. And I went, wait, seriously? And then I went and I used it myself and I went, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, and Megan does it too. But no, when you see it in Megan's work, AI does not touch Megan's content. So you're fine. That's just how she writes. Anyway, but yeah, that is very funny.
They're bonus thoughts.
They're bonus thoughts, I love it. You
it's
get
a
discount. A 2 for
BOGO.
1. It's a 2 for 1 deal. And you know how we love those 2 for 1 deals over in the Midwest. Because this is how Minnesotans talk.
Are you just trolling Justin at that point?
Justin at this
I
point.
apologize to any Minnesotans or Midwesterners.
Justin, who's one of our best friends, texted me last week as he was listening to the episode, and he went, we don't talk like that. It made my week. It was great.
I'm glad. Is it time for Previously On?
It is
now
time
that
for
we had
Previously
2
On.
side quests.
We had two side quests. Sorry, I apologize for that. I love you very much. Go ahead. Give us our Previously On, honey.
Previously on Diary of a Blood-Marked Werewolf. It is Ella Day's first day back at school after having been kidnapped, and it is also the first day of field day prep. Luckily for Ella, the field day for Laureldale High School is split up by homeroom, and she is in homeroom with Paige Paxman. So Paige will take care of everything. She just kind of has to show her happy little ass up because that's how life works with Paige Paxman. Just like Ella doesn't really have to think about escaping from class because after homeroom, Ella is escorted to a private bathroom by Paige, where she is accosted by Sydney, and they ask, oh no, are you actually the one who needed the pregnancy test? And Ella's like, no, guys, for real, like, that's not me. Haley has, like, some shit going on, not my problem. And then Violet, the werewolf, shows up. Kicks Sydney and Paige out.
Not literally.
No, not literally. That would be a lot of violence. And then after the humans are gone.
What the hell is happening right now?
I'm trying my best.
Okay.
And then once Sydney and Paige are gone, Ella tells Violet that Clara's canines were ripped out and missing from her skull when Ella found the body, and that Ella believes because of this, Clara was killed by hunters. At which point, Violet, of course, swings, punches a wall, and Ella gets called to the front office because that's how life goes.
You said something just now that I'm not sure you meant to say, and I don't know if I'm reading too much into it or if it was a hint that you dropped and I'm going to have to scrub it out. But you said hunters, plural. Is that problematic?
I don't think it's problematic.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, okay, wait, answer me this. Was Austin technically a hunter?
No.
No, but he was willing to work with hunters to reach his end. Like, he seemed like a sketchy as fuck dude.
Well, he wasn't necessarily working with hunters.
Oh. Huh. And the thought plickens. All right, I'm curious. Sorry, the more, like, the further away, I get, yes, there is a difference. If you want to know, ask me later. But the further away I get from the end of Sketchbook, the more I'm like, like, I've got so many questions, and that's great. Like, I can't wait to see them answered. I'm very excited. That's all.
You're also assuming Ella's right.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, I am. Well, because she knows more. Ethereum-wise, with the dangers that are out there in the world, she is the most knowledgeable, other than probably Kate. At least as far as we know, like the characters that we know, Kate is the only other one that would be as knowledgeable, probably more so than Ella, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
Not in like our immediate Laureldale circle.
What about, I know these aren't in the circle, but Violet's family.
Not really, because they have lived that sort of sheltered Blackwood life.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interested. Sorry, I kind of derailed us a little bit, but I was just like, oh,
I mean, Violet's mom isn't from Laureldale. She is not from that pack.
Okay.
But she still has like, they did not live the Gale pack kind of life.
Like, let's move to a town and take out some people with like hit jobs and then bartend at night. What? Didn't they do mercenary work?
Who?
Ella's parents.
Not in towns where they were.
Oh.
You can't mercenary in the same town where your kid is. That's not responsible. That's not good parenting.
This is why I'm not an author. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. What are you doing? You're turning it up.
my tens back up.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So pardon the yelping. Okay, so are you ready to jump into the chapter?
Yes.
I'm totally ready. Let's do it. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please tune out. You should not be listening to this unless your parents are really, really cool, in which case I apologize, parents. Continue. Carry on. I present to you Laureldale, Book 2, Diary of a Blood-Marked Werewolf by Megan O. Russell. Chapter 8, Monsters. Okay, so before we get into the chapter, I have to tell you about a side conversation that Megan and I just had. She was like, should we go back and edit out the hunters? And I went, I don't know. Is it a big deal? She's like, I don't know. You thought it was a big deal. I was like, no, babe. I just was asking. She's like, no, but then what if other people start doing 1 + 2 + 2 + 1? And I was like, oh my God. I love, first of all, that you referenced Clue, which is one of the greatest comedies of all time. Secondly, no, I don't think so. Because you said yourself that whether it's 1 hunter, 2 hunters, however many hunters that are doing this is not really important.
No.
You're shaking your head. Okay, great. So then no.
Yeah, but now I have paranoia. I let a single pronoun slip and caused huge issues.
You did. You did indeed.
A pronoun,
that's true.
A stray S.
A stray S. You know, the thing is, it didn't cause huge issues with the pronoun. The pronoun just now makes us both go, Did we say it? What did we say? Did we say it? No, we didn't say it. I don't think we said it. And then I have to be really careful when I check that chapter. So it's not a huge issue. It's just a headache. So you're fine. Okay. All right. So
now I'm a Taylor Swift goat.
You're yeah. I love that she laughed when she saw that video. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh my God. Chapter 8.
I'm doing well.
You are doing great. Chapter 8. Monsters. Don't do it. I can feel you about to do the goat again. Stop it. Stop. This is a very serious moment. Okay. When I was little, I had nightmares all the time. Some replayed horrible visions. Some dragged me through all the ways I'd failed to help an innocent person whose pain I'd seen coming. Some had hordes of demons and Arabites creeping out of the shadows, but those weren't the monsters that had me refusing to sleep anywhere but my parents' bed. It was the night's reapers and hunters slashed into my dreams I couldn't stand. For a long time, I thought that was stupid. For a long time, I didn't know if hunters or reapers were more terrifying. I'd learned. Violet hadn't. The look on her face when I said the word hunter, furious but lacking the disgust, the pure gut-twisting revulsion of knowing one of those sick fucks had been anywhere near Clara. Focus, Ella. I wedged myself into the niche beside the school's main bulletin board, stealing one last moment out of view of the front office's door to get my shit together after fleeing the bathroom that now had a hole in the wall, courtesy of Violet. And she doesn't even understand. That makes her lucky, Ella. Stupid and lucky. Good for her. Reapers mean unavoidable death. If things get bad enough, if supernatural shit gets so out of hand our existence is forced into humans' view, the Reapers come and excise the rot of forbidden knowledge. Every supernatural involved in the incident, along with their family and friends if there's a risk of them continuing the culprit's treachery, and, of course, any human that could have been contaminated by our secrets, all of them wiped out. Problem solving with bloodshed. Not pleasant, potentially terrifying in the moment. Hard to say since no one knows how Reapers kill. They don't leave survivors or stray evidence. The problem is simply gone. But there's something about knowing why Reapers come and that there's no chance of surviving if they ever come for you that makes those nightmares easier to bear. I pulled a tack from the bottom corner of a poster requesting extra student volunteers for planting spring bulbs in Carver's Memorial Garden. The tack's point wasn't super sharp, but with enough pressure, definitely capable of piercing skin. You're a fucking mess, Ella. The world is fucking worse. Hunters are happy to attack with no better reason than boredom and bloodlust, the simple enjoyment of evil. Dad said not all hunters start that way. Some start as normal, decent humans that have been harmed by the supernatural. They defend themselves or avenge a horrible wrong and end up killing one of us in the process. Understandable. Hell, even necessary for survival. I've met people like that. My parents had human friends who'd been dragged into the supernatural shit show and forced to fight to keep fucking breathing. I'm not afraid of those people, and I don't hate them either. But sometimes, Dad said, violence breaks a person's soul, and they can't remember how to stop killing even after vengeance and safety have been achieved. Those people become hunters. I unzipped my boot, wedging the tack in by the arch of my foot, giving it a testing push, getting a lovely ping of pain from its point, even through my thick sock. Not nearly as effective as stabbing a pencil under my fingernail, but bloody hands in principal's offices don't generally mesh well. Like the existence of hunters and the concept of having human friends don't mesh well, but instead create a constant nagging in the back of my mind, promising that if they knew what I am, some of them would want me dead. And it's not a feeling I can shake because, statistically speaking, it's true. At least one of my human friends would be willing to kill me themselves. And, if that friend could figure out how, they just might keep on murdering supernaturals until one of us killed them. A calling, a sport, a generational fucking tradition. Whatever the reason, just slaughter us all. Sour rose in my throat, shoved up by the need to scream, but Violet, not understanding why the word hunter should spark more than rage, wouldn't be the thing to get me plucked out of school. It's not her fault. She's lucky. Be grateful your friend is that lucky. Was that lucky. Tears pooled in my eyes, blurring my vision as I zipped my boot back up. And not tears because I was sad, mad, or even disgusted, but because my parents left me in this fucked up world where families pass down their special secrets of how to find and murder supernaturals like it's great-grandma's fucking cookie recipe, and neophytes spend their lives obsessing over spilling supernatural blood, and rich people pay out the ass to hunt us like a fucking big game safari, and there is no fucking reason to rip out and steal a werewolf's teeth. There's nothing magical or powerful or fucking useful to be gained except as a fucked up trophy for a murdering psychopath. And what the fuck is the point in fighting to breathe every fucking day if the reward is staying in this awful fucking world? The tears caught in my throat. I pressed weight onto my sacrificial foot, focusing on the pain zapping from my tack-pierced arch to my knee, trying to pummel all other thoughts away until my body and the fucked up world and the angry voices coming from the office didn't exist anymore. But the remembered taste of blood joined the sour in my mouth, and a horrible image, one I couldn't convince myself I hadn't seen, filled my closed eyes. Teeth, Clara's canines, stained reddish-brown, displayed on black velvet in a little glass box. We find it, we kill it, we bring its head to Luca. Finding the fucking hunter who'd dared to hurt Clara. A decent reason to keep forcing my lungs to work. Making sure Caleb kept breathing too. That one had definite traction. I'd face fire to make sure I hadn't destroyed him. Paige, Jason, Sydney, and Andre had put so much effort into taking care of me. They deserved better than me curling up on the polished linoleum and refusing to move ever again. Beep! Ella Day, please come to the front office. The speaker echoed Mrs. Kowalski's actual voice, which carried from the office. Fuck. Ella Day to the office. Cue text from Justin. It's a fucking principal's office, Ella. Get your shit together and just fucking go. Sorry, right here. I called as I jogged toward the office, keeping my weight on my toes and off the tack. Ella! Mrs. Kowalski's shoes clipped against the floor as she hurried to the door, relief slumping her shoulders as soon as she spotted me. There you are, hun. Sorry, I said again, adding an apologetic grimace. I just needed a sec to get my brain together. Mrs. Kowalski's face melted with ire-inducing sympathy. Of course, hun. You head right on into Principal Harrison's office. Just fucking great. Yes, ma'am. Aiming my weight toward the outside of my sacrificial foot, I entered Harrison's den of doom. If I hadn't heard the drama drifting over the morning announcements, Harrison avoiding my gaze as he closed the door, and his heel bouncing against the floor as soon as he took his seat, would have been enough of a warning to tread carefully. Pleased to be present, but not overly cheery. Inquisitive, not panicked. A complicated facial expression I must have properly portrayed, since Harrison's mouth went from a flat line of carefully withheld judgment to the sort of kind smile a nurse gives when promising the pinch of the shot really won't be bad at all. Good morning, Ella. Harrison gestured to the chairs in front of his desk, giving me a choice of cages for our session. Good morning. I chose the cage closest to the door. We got worried when you didn't show up to English. Harrison's smile didn't falter. We. Sorry. Repeat number 57 for the morning. Paige said she'd tell Mr. Barrett I'd be a minute late. Sending word with Miss Paxman isn't good enough, Ella. Harrison's heel went quiet as he laced his fingers together on the desk in front of him. The school needs to know where you are, especially after this morning. Fun. I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison. 58. I know I didn't help de-escalate things with Haley. Harrison went back to flat-lipped, impartial deity land. I'd like to hear things from your perspective. Translation, someone is lying and Mr. Detective wants to know who. I pressed my foot onto the tack, letting the sting of pain re-spark the tears in my eyes. The whole thing was weird. Probably just a joke gone wrong. Big ol' lie. Something fell out of my locker and people took it too far. The possibility of one of our students facing teen pregnancy, there's two in this mess, asshole. Don't let the sperm shooter off the hook, is what I wanted to interject, but didn't, is something we at Laureldale High School take very seriously. I'm not sure what very seriously is supposed to mean, but it's not an explanation I need. I eased my foot off the tack, anchoring myself to the pulsing around the puncture. If you want to call my guardian and verify that I'm not a teen pregnancy risk, go right ahead. She's probably waiting for a call from the school, phone in hand right now. Harrison looked neither amused nor flustered. Impressive. I am going to have to inform Miss Blackwood of the incident in the hall this morning, Harrison said. I'm sure she'll love that. We are a small school that genuinely cares for its students. Harrison's perfectly side-parted hair flounced as he solemnly nodded. We want to give you the support you need. I shifted my foot back onto the tack. I'm friends with Paige Paxman. I'm supported out. That support system seems to involve Jason Archer as well, Harrison said. Jason's been great. Harrison's posture shifted, less stiff, less authoritative, the move deliberate, like he'd chosen to switch tactics. He gave a thoughtful frown. Jason tells me Miss Blackwood has been limiting your phone and computer access? Fuck you. I've negotiated enough leeway to do schoolwork, but access to chat apps, social media, the student message boards? Banned. But I have my school email. Isn't that enough? Sure, Harrison nodded. Of course. Just make sure your field day captain knows. It's Paige. I'll be fine. Oh, good. Good. Harrison chuckled, transitioning from thoughtful frown to understanding smile. Not being able to chat with your friends on the apps must be tough. I'm not a social media person, and Paige and Jason have pretty much moved into Kate's house. I aimed for a slightly chagrined smile. If you're worried about me feeling isolated, I can promise you that's not a problem. Good. That's good. Silence. Harrison's heels started bouncing again. Do you have any other questions, or can I head to class? I asked. I've been working hard not to fall behind. Liar, liar. A little voice in my head finished the rhyme with "set the fucking place on fire" rather than the traditional flaming pants as Harrison silently considered me and Mrs. Kowalski's chair slowly creaked like she'd given up on eavesdropping from her desk to creep closer to the closed door. "Ella, are you aware this school has a zero-tolerance policy for violence?" Harrison asked. "Are you aware I have a zero-tolerance policy for bullshit? Don't do it, Ella. Be good, Ella." "You read through the student contract with Kate and me," I said, like a good girl. "You watched me sign the packet." "I'm glad you remember." "My parents taught me never to enter into agreements lightly." The lectures revolved mostly around supernatural dangers, but... "Then can you explain why Evan Wren has 2 black eyes and a crooked nose?" Harrison leapt back to impartial deity land. "Oh, right. Fuck. Okay, so that was me." Harrison's eyebrows shot up. "But it was an accident," I finished lamely. "Like an asshole." And no, that wasn't an addition from Chris. That's literally what's written. I finished lamely. Like an asshole.
I'm a comedian.
You are. I'm very proud of you. "The damage looks more like a punch to the face than an accident." Harrison's lips disappeared, impressive considering their usual expressive fullness. "Oh no, I meant to punch him." "The fuck, Ella?" I rammed my weight onto the tack. "But he grabbed me from behind a week after I was kidnapped, so..." I shrugged. "Fucking behave, Ella. I feel like I should get some leeway on the zero-tolerance front. For fuck's sake, Ella." Harrison leaned back in his seat, falling from stern domination to underpaid exhaustion in under a second. "You reacted on instinct, which I think is pretty understandable." The pain in my foot throbbed up into my shin, but I crammed my weight down harder. "I wouldn't consider self-defense, even if misdirected, a breach of our zero-tolerance policy." "No shit, you stupid fuck." "Great." I tried for a smile. I failed. "Anything else?" "Is there anything we can do to help you?" Harrison laced his fingers together on his desk again. "Nope." I stood, shifting my weight to my non-tacked foot. "Thanks, though." Harrison held up his hand, gesturing like I should sit back down. I didn't. "What happened to you has shaken our community," Harrison said like a fucking PSA. "Our students have never navigated a situation like this." "Navigated?" Better fucking breathe, Ella. "Some students may not know how to react to having you back in school," Harrison said. "More punching? Huzzah! Don't get expelled, Ella." I switched my weight back onto the tack, clinging to the pain because it was sure as shit better than whatever the fuck would happen if I let myself scream at Harrison. "Through our work on educating the school in best practices while Laureldale remains on alert," Harrison spoke at half speed. "Through our work on educating the school in best practices while Laureldale remains on alert." Is that better? I think that was more half speed. Harrison spoke at half speed, carefully selecting each word from his overwrought brain. "Poor Mr. I'm trying to deal with a school riddled with Etherean students, and I don't know why shit keeps happening to little human me, Harrison. We've encouraged students to give you space and privacy." "Well, that didn't fucking work." Harrison's eyes widened. "Sorry, sir." 59. Accepted for the language, but I agree with the sentiment. Maybe he's not a total shit. Not everyone is, Ella. "If any of our students are having trouble giving you space, I'd like you to come straight to me." I drove all my weight onto the fucking tack. "What happened to you is a kind of trauma our school hasn't faced before," Harrison said. "This is a new test for our community." "Because I survived? Does Clara not count because she died?" Bad Ella. Bad Ella. I gave Harrison a beat to respond. The fucking coward just stared, like his brain had glitched on the myriad ways he was a worthless fuck. The walls pressed in around me, narrowing my vision, distorting everything like a fucked up fisheye lens. Fuck. I didn't know if the world had started to twist from a vision or my current combination of panic and rage. I shifted the angle of my foot, giving pain new purchase. The walls kept pressing in, and I didn't fucking care. I'm pretty sure Clara's shattered bones being found after the school did shit to help when she disappeared is a bigger test for our fucking community than my surviving being kidnapped for less than a fucking day. How's everybody coping with the guilt of their absolute apathy when a student fucking disappeared and died? Silence. Silence? Fuck you. Badly, Harrison said, and with a learning curve that isn't fair to our students. I dug my nails into my palms. I could have held a flame to my fucking skin and it wouldn't have drowned out my need to punch Harrison in his fucking face. Our first step as a community will be the assembly this afternoon, Harrison said. Members of our local search and rescue team will be here for a talk on wilderness safety. Are you fucking kidding me? The fuck stared again. Clara is dead, and you're letting those sanctimonious shits come in here with a safety talk like it was her fault? Like she fucked up and got herself killed? Ella, Harrison unfroze to try to interrupt, but fuck him. Are you bringing the same fucks that didn't bother looking for Clara when she disappeared? Have you already had an assembly telling everyone it was my fault I got kidnapped? My brain said, it was, you idiot, but I hated the fucks who hadn't cared about Clara even more than I hated myself. Or is blaming Clara the only talking point you could come up with that didn't make you feel like an ass because this school failed Clara in an unforgivable way? Bad, Ella. Stop, Ella. Miss Miranda's death, Harrison began, but I couldn't take him calling her Miss Miranda like she was some distant figure instead of a student who'd been trapped in these fucking halls and the walls kept closing in and I couldn't fucking listen to him anymore. And I couldn't. I'd like to leave now, sir. I held the fucker's gaze, daring him to make me stay. Calm, Ella. Anchor, Ella. I couldn't feel the pain in my foot over the anger thrumming through my veins. Harrison shifted in his seat, like he could feel the threat skittering across his back, whispering, something other stands before you, something dangerous you can never trust. Rather than attend this afternoon's assembly, you're going to be meeting with Miss Hayes in our guidance office. Great. I headed for the door. I want you to succeed here, Ella. Thanks, but... Harrison's emphasis on the word stopped me from flinging the door open. If we don't have the resources to help you, we may have to consider where you can best thrive. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. It was either walk away or leap over his desk and strangle him. I allowed the fucker to keep breathing. Yes, Principal Harrison. Mrs. Kowalski stumbled back as I flung open the door, barely avoiding an Evan-like fate. Oh, Ella, let me walk you to class. I didn't pause to answer or enjoy her face flushing from the embarrassment of having been caught spying on her boss and the tragedy that is fucked up little me. I arrived in English to find Mr. Barrett speaking into his old school desk phone, leaving no mystery as to why by saying, "Here she is," like I'd arrived at a party rather than class. You want to be here, Ella. This is the good option, Ella. Choosing not to smash Mr. Barrett's phone, I shot a smile at Paige and split my focus between the throbbing in my foot and fixating on only having one more class before I'd finally get to see Caleb. I'd have to see him. We were in the same algebra class and he had to be there. I couldn't accept the possibility of Caleb not being there. But I got to algebra and sat in the same fucking desk I'd been in the first time Carver died and stayed calm while all the other students filtered into class. But not Caleb. I added a pencil shoved under my fingernail to keep myself from falling into a vision or just pure fucking panic as everyone settled into their seats and the bell rang. The moment I made the decision to bolt out of class to find Caleb and fuck the consequences, he hurried into the room, head bent as he murmured an apology to the substitute teacher, sliding into his seat without looking up. He's here. He's breathing. Everything else we can work with. I stared at the back of his head, the pain around my heart easing, knowing it would be even better if I could just touch him, run my fingers through his dark hair, feel the solid strength of his arms around me. Caleb didn't even glance my way, not once through the whole class. When the bell rang, he bolted, running like a fury was waiting to pounce, which was basically true since I had destroyed him and I knew it was my fault, but it didn't stop selfish me from wanting to throw my arms around him and beg for forgiveness and offer anything to trade him part of my fucking soul if that's what it took to fix the damage I'd caused his. That was the only time I saw Caleb that day, or Tuesday, or Wednesday. I made it all the way to Thursday before finally getting desperate enough to set a trap for Laureldale High's lone fae. And thus ends Chapter 8. And I want to start my comments by starting with my last one. This is how I read it the first time I read it. Are you ready for this?
I'm concerned.
Yeah, you should be. When the bell rang, he bolted, running like a furry was waiting to pounce. And I was like, oh, wait, what?
Is it a friendly furry?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, if it's a friendly furry, that could be a great night, depending on your preferences.
Yeah,
if it's
exactly.
an evil furry, this is a horror movie.
I know, right? And I was
really
like,
depends.
oh, no, we've gone over to which one is that? That's Bloodbound Night. Book 3 in the Fracture Pact series. It's like, oh, there are furries.
Oh, sacrificial furry.
Sacrificial. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is, yes. Trigger warning. There is a furry that is killed during the climactic scene of Bloodbound Night. And it's honestly, it's pretty awful. Like when you see the aftermath. But they're not
killed for.
No, they're not. No. They're not. Of course not. But I love the reason that did we talk about this on this podcast? The fact that you used a furry convention in order to mask a werewolf.
Oh, okay. No. But hear me out.
Okay, no, go ahead.
In real life,
yeah,
in this
I'm
world,
moving the mic. Okay, go ahead.
You knew that there was a werewolf that was possibly going to have to shift. And you were going to have to not get caught doing that shit. Uh-huh. Where would you want to do it?
Yeah, sure, at a furry convention. No, that makes sense.
A Comic-Con or a furry convention. Uh-huh. Now, you can't have a spur-of-the-moment Comic-Con. That's not going to work.
No.
But a niche furry flash party.
Well, especially in New York City. That's a great place to do it.
Like, you could pull that off. And I mean, like, obviously...
I love how I say especially in New York City. Like, New York City is just a bunch of people with furry, like, personas. Like,
New York City is just a bunch of bitches who did not get enough love in their childhood. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that's so true.
But I don't think that you can survive the abuse that is the Metro Transit Authority if you were loved enough as a child.
Fucking MTA.
Like, that is, it is horrific. Like, yeah. I don't think you can be completely psychologically healthy and want to make yourself deal with commuting in Manhattan.
If you were before you started commuting in Manhattan,
you're not anymore.
Do you remember the time that another side quest, the time that we both had to go above ground to use bus transport because somebody had fallen asleep and tumbled over the side of the platform onto the tracks? They're like, we have to you can't be on this train anymore. We're like, the fuck? This was in 2008. Yeah, crazy time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyway, holy shit, New York is bad shit.
No,
if you live there, so much love to you. I will never again. Like, no. Mm-mm. I know they say never, but no, I will never live in New York City again if I can help it. Okay.
Reapers mean unavoidable death.
Yes.
Like Manhattan means unavoidable stress.
So that is my next comment.
My brain is so fried from Once-A-Con death.
Once-A-Con death.
That I can't think. Okay, continue.
Once-A-Con death. We're going to get to Once-A-Con death in a second. Which honestly, they're
just keep going.
Okay, all right. Reapers mean unavoidable death. So we talked about something last night, and I don't know if you want to rehash it. It was very interesting to me, and I feel like it would be interesting to the listeners and the readers out there, but if you are like, that's something I kind of want to withhold, that is okay. And that's about how Reapers even come to be. Because it was not how I thought it would have been.
So, Reapers are kind of like the shadow organization, but not. Mm-hmm. They are the keepers of the balance. So just like the Sibyls are there to see horrible things coming, the Reapers are there to stop horrible things from happening. Mm-hmm. So if there is a leak, they clean it. And there is no application process. There is no known base. There is no ruling body. Mm-hmm. The Reapers exist. Mm-hmm. The Reapers do what the Reapers are going to do. They recruit who they're going to recruit, and they kill who they're going to kill. And that's just it. It's just they exist. No one knows where they are. No one can stop them. And you just really hope you don't piss them off.
And this was what surprised me. And I don't know what surprised me, but I had honestly been laboring under the assumption that Reapers, that was like how we say there are banshees in this world, there are werewolves, there are vampires, there are Reapers, but Reaper is not a species of supernatural. It's not a subset. It is an organization.
Yes.
That is so fascinating. Okay, so I know that we talked about how we've talked about how Sibyls were created by the pact, right, with the dragons and everything. We discussed how Reapers were not a part of that pact. Did the Reapers exist before that?
No.
Oh, okay.
They came about to fulfill a need.
Okay.
So it's great that the Sibyls are like, these horrible things are going to happen, and that everyone has said, no, we promise we're going to keep this secret.
Yeah.
You're counting on everyone to act for the greater good at all times.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone's going to have to keep people in line. They are the answer to that problem.
I think it would be really. I'm getting way ahead of you, not of myself, because I'm not the creator of this. But I know that there's already a planned. What is the town south of Laureldale? What is it again? Sagebrook. I know that there's a planned Sagebrook series. It would be kind of neat to do an offshoot like Reaper thing.
Well, that's why I want to build this world big enough to be able,
kind of like Elbrea,
to handle those things, because like, to me, the lore of the Reapers is really cool.
I think it's super neat. Yeah.
It is the best of the best. It is those who are willing to disappear from their lives and never come back. It is those who are willing to kill without question.
Oh my God, and then what if you had like a rogue Reaper? Ooh.
So they are the most trained to kill.
Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh.
They are only ruled by themselves. Like, that's the organization that does this. So yeah, you could have a whole series that is just about the Reapers.
Yeah.
Having to infiltrate things and figure out who's involved and what's contaminated.
Yeah.
And like, do I have time to write this series right now?
Right.
No. Could the Reaper series ever be written? No. But I want the world to be big enough that it could be explored in that direction if it came to it, because I do think that the Reapers are really cool.
I do too. I like that as another one of those things, kind of like Devin Rhodes' story from Bryant, that I think would actually make a really neat graphic novel or comic book, to be honest. I think it'd be really cool.
Well, once the world of Laureldale gets big enough and people want to like buy rights from me, then maybe I can sell the rights to the Reaper light novels.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So we'll just have to find some publisher who desperately wants to get me light novel ghost writers.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Easy peasy. That happens all the time, right?
Yeah. Yes, that is such an easy thing to
No
accomplish.
problem.
At least one of my human friends would be willing to kill me themselves. Like, what a statement to make. And she fully believes that. Does she have anybody in mind when she's saying that? Or she's just saying statistically speaking?
Statistically speaking, like...
That's fucking crazy. Wow, what a thing to think, to feel. And do you think she's right?
Yeah, I mean, statistically speaking.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God. Okay. But the remembered taste of blood joined the sour in my mouth. This is when she's talking about hunters and the fact that Clara was murdered, and she's assuming that it was by hunter or hunters, plural. We're not going to dive more into that. But the remembered taste of blood, and that is when she is embodying Clara during the scene in the cabin. But the remembered taste of blood joined the sour in my mouth, and a horrible image, one I couldn't convince myself I hadn't seen, filled my closed eyes. Teeth, Clara's canines, stained reddish brown, displayed on black velvet in a little glass box. Did she actually see that? And you're not going to answer.
She doesn't know.
But you do. Come on, Megan. Come on. Just spoil it. No, don't spoil it. Spoilers. Oh, okay. So to bring some levity into this. Oh, no, I meant to punch him. I was like, LOL. And then when she keeps going, let's just read that whole paragraph. It's so good. Oh, no, I meant to punch him. The fuck, Ella? I rammed my weight onto the tack. But he grabbed me from behind a week after I was kidnapped, so I shrugged. Fucking behave, Ella. I feel like I should get some leeway on the zero tolerance front. For fuck's sake, Ella. That last line, I was like, that's all of us. That's all the listeners going, for fuck's sake, Ella, just stop it. Stop it.
Just because her best isn't great right now doesn't mean she's not doing her best.
Did you also, like, how much of that came from you as the author? The for fuck's sake, Ella.
No, I think, my sister's going to kill me if she hears this. I think it's from spending time with our nephews.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Like,
Mommy's not mad, but mommy just wants to know, are you fucking shitting mommy right now?
Are you fucking shitting mommy? For fuck's sake, is that the fucking choice you're making?
That's the choice you're making. Okay.
Good fucking work, bud. Good work.
Let's talk about how we don't make that choice in the future. Okay, so that's all that I have. Did you have anything you wanted to add before we jump into Once Deathacon or Once Upon a Death or whatever it was?
Once Upon a Death. No, I just wanted to, real quick.
Yes.
For my podcast peeps who are on Goodreads.
Oh, yes.
After someone pointed it out at Once Upon a Con that A Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer was not, in fact, listed on Goodreads.
Yeah, thanks for pointing and saving us from ourselves, y'all.
Now it is. So if you are a Goodreads person and you did listen to Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer through the Page by a Page podcast, or you are one of our podcast sponsors or a member of the ARC team and have a moment to go on Goodreads and give Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer a rating, a review. If you haven't finished it all, then to give it just like a want to read click. Any of those things would be great because starting to build up that presence on Goodreads is an important step in moving towards release of the actual book to the wild of Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Now do we get to spill the tea?
Now you can spill the tea.
All right, so the piping hot. So, y'all. I want to real quick start this by telling what happened from my point of view when I was dropping you off. We were unloading at the dock on Friday. I get there and I'm bringing stuff into Megan. We bring the first load in, and she comes around to me and she goes, "So the table placements are all wrong. I don't have a table." And I went, and she goes, "Oh no, they're getting me one." I was like, "Oh shit." So I'm like, okay, she's got this.
You know,
handled.
when
So
I'm talking with that thick smile that like
I was
gone
like,
down.
oh boy. Yeah. So it used to make me really uncomfortable when she would get like that. But now in my old age, I'm like, good for you, honey. You advocate for yourself, because sometimes things they shouldn't be like they do, but they are. And so you got to fix that shit. So to that, I go out and get another load. I bring it back in, and she is sitting on a table. And I'm like, "Oh, so is this your table?" And she was like, "No, but they're trying to move me to the back by the loading dock doors." And I said, "No." I basically told a guy to go fuck himself. And I was like, "Oh boy." So you can pick up from there. But I was like, "Oh shit."
Okay.
No.
What had happened was. So here's the thing. We're going to go through what I know to be fact, and then we'll go through my favorite unverifiable rumors that are probably true because I tried very hard to disprove them. Oh. So they ended up with a fucked up floor plan for the vendor and author floor. And they didn't have enough space for the tables, but they were also kind of dipshits because they were trying to give all the authors 10 by 10 spaces. Authors don't need 10 by 10 spaces.
Really don't.
We are used to dealing with so much less space. And so they were talking about having to possibly send some authors home. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure 90% of the authors in this room would be happy to condense space so no one has to leave.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I was booked to be up by a door. Like, that was my space. I drove it from Florida to be in that space. I get there because the map is wrong. They're literally taking the chunk from by the front door, which is where you want to be, taking that chunk of people who had gone there for good tables and flipping them all the way to the back at the worst tables by the loading dock door where you have shit chances of selling anything. And I was being really patient. Like, I had waited. They're like, give us 5 minutes, we'll get you a table. Because my table where it was supposed to exist was actually through a wall. Like, I could see where my table should be. It was just through a wall. So, oops, my table did not exist.
Yeah. The limit.
So they were like, give me 5 minutes.
Your table was the limit.
And then I'm like, give me 5 minutes. And then they started like hinting that they were going to move me in the back. And so I literally sat down on a table near where I should have been if I hadn't been through the wall. And I was like, cool, well, I've been really patient. I'm going to lose my patience if you try to put me back there. So I'm not going any farther back than this table right here. I'm going to wait and give you 5 minutes to figure out where I'm going, but I'm not going any farther back than this because that's when I stop being cool with this. And then some old guy started screaming at me. It was very weird. And I was like, sir.
Literally a guy started screaming at you?
Yeah, and I was like,
for this.
He didn't even have a staff tag. I was like, sir, if you keep screaming like that, you're going to have a medical crisis. Like, calm your tits. Like, sit down, take a breath. This has shit to do with you, sir. And he also was wearing a very ugly hat. Anyway, so then I got my booth. Everything was fine. I had thought I wasn't supposed to do any panels because I had applied for panels. I forgot
about this.
And I had never been told I was doing panels. So I thought I had no panels.
I'm getting ahead of you.
Thank you, Brittany, for telling me. Brittany listens to the podcast. She follows along always. And she heard me say that I wasn't doing any panels. And she was like, she was at the event. And she was like, no, I'm going to get to see you do a panel. There's one on the schedule. So that's how I found out I was doing a panel. So I did the panel then in that first time slot. But I was one of the few panelists who actually did their panel on Friday.
Yeah.
Because
people were getting stuck in traffic a lot.
Everybody was stuck in traffic. So I did my panel. I had my table. I ended up doing, because I did the Stone by Stone panel on Friday, I ended up rerunning the session again on Saturday. All in all, I was happy with my booth. I got to meet some readers in person that I had really been wanting to meet. The Stone by Stone sessions for world building went really well, and I had a great time.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to the tea.
Oh, wait. Here's something else. Remember when you received no emails leading up to the entirety of the event?
We haven't gotten to this yet.
Oh, we haven't gotten to that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so that was like the basic course of events.
I'm going to sit here and drink my beer.
So what happened was, leading up to the event, normally when I'm going into a Comic-Con, I'll start getting like 2-3 weeks out, I'll start getting an email every couple days. That's like, okay, we're almost there, guys. Okay, here is your load-in packet. Okay, here's shit you bitches usually forget. Don't forget it. Like, you're getting pretty consistent communication with updates or just check-ins. So we're getting closer to Once Upon a Con, and I'm not getting any updates. In fact, I am emailing, requesting updates, and I can't get shit from these people.
We almost didn't go, because we were like...
To the point that I'm going on to Instagram, looking up other authors who have hashtagged themselves as going to Once Upon a Con, and messaging them to be like, hey, do you know anything? None of the authors that I managed to get a hold of knew any more than I did. So finally, because I had a friend who was doing dragon training, I'm messaging her, panicking, and she's like, well, are you on the Discord? I'm like, Discord? I don't use Discord. Why would I be on Discord? But apparently there's this Discord. So I hop on Discord. Cool. And I'm feeling like an idiot because I'm like, maybe I'm just like super new at this and there's always a Discord for cons and I just like don't know this, even though I'm pretty used to the author vendor life for cons. And no one's ever tried to get a hold of me through Discord before. It's always email, maybe a Facebook group.
Sure.
Maybe, but usually email. Fun. I managed to get enough load-in directions to get there. Cool. But I only got the follow-up email to the directions. So it said like, doc hasn't changed, but it didn't say like what the doc was. Right. Whatever. So we get there, we get moved in. We're pretty good. Like for me, once I got to my table, most of my drama was finished. Then we get into my favorite rumors that I cannot in fact verify, but worked very, very hard to disprove.
Yeah.
So one of the big things, it was a Romantasy Con, and it was supposed to be like half ACOTAR, so a Corridor of Thorns and Roses, and a bunch of Fourth Wing. And in the Fourth Wing branch, there was supposed to be like this war room, war college thing where everyone was in groups of 4.
Oh, that's what that was.
And they were supposed to be doing like these tasks to win this event. And so all of the Fourth Wing fans were like really excited about the war briefs. And so the first day, people are asking me questions about war briefs. And I'm like, because I'm there and I'm friendly and they're asking me for information. I'm like, I don't know where the war briefing room is. I don't know anything about this. Let me see what I can figure out. So I'm circling, trying to figure things out because nobody knows anything. There was a very nice lady wearing a VIP badge who literally picked up a staff tag, put it on and said, I'm in charge now. And things went much better when she took that staff badge. So I just let her ride and didn't tell anyone she wasn't really staff.
Because apparently she works a lot of other cons.
She works a lot of other cons and she was like, this is bullshit. So she just took a tag and went with it.
Thank you.
But the rumor I cannot disprove is that the group that was hired to run the war briefings and do the entire Fourth Wing section bailed Thursday night. They bailed on the event Thursday night, and they were not there. When the con opened, the runners of the con knew that the war briefing Fourth Wing section would not be present, but rather than tell participants that, they kept telling everyone that it was a scavenger hunt to find the briefing room, and they just kept having to look harder. They weren't searching hard enough.
What a nightmare.
So it was a good fucking day where multiple staff members, real staff members, not ones that just stole tags, multiple real staff
you have
members
to make that distinction.
were like, there is no war briefing room. The entire Fourth Wing branch is not coming, will not be coming. It doesn't exist. All the while having attendees still searching for this damn briefing room because they're still being told they're just not looking hard enough. Like, Santa will bring you that Xbox if you're just good enough, fucker. Like, that's what this shit was. The briefing room did not exist. Now, I cannot...
Only Santa does bring Xboxes sometimes.
I cannot completely verify this. I can only say that I spent multiple hours trying to disprove this because I was like, clearly people are not this fucked up, and I could not disprove it. My second favorite rumor.
Oh, God.
That I worked very hard to disprove and could not.
Oh, boy.
So the reason that the war briefing Fourth Wing people and the burlesque people and the cosplayers and a bunch of vendors were not there was that they were promised as a part of their contract these hotel rooms in the guest block at the Gaylord, which is like a fuck up a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we have one here in Orlando. They're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous and they're really expensive. So what happened was, and I know this part is true.
Okay.
People were going to check into their rooms that were in their contracts, were supposed to be paid for.
Yes.
And the event's credit card was not on the room. They were making people put their own credit cards on the room in order to check in. Which, and this is back to rumor, why the Fourth Wing people and a bunch of other people left, because they were unwilling to put their credit cards down and could not get a hold of the event coordinators to get information on why this had happened or what they were going to do to fix it. So they left. Now, all of those people who were supposed to run panels who left... rather than post an announcement somewhere saying these panelists are gone, instead, they just kept saying that people were stuck in traffic. So all throughout the first 2 days, panelists were stuck in traffic, and that's why they weren't showing up. Now, eventually, enough vendors and authors caught on to the fact that stuck in traffic meant they had not come to the event because of some promissory contract thing that we started filling in panels. So that's why I ended up running a second Stone by Stone panel because there were empty rooms and we were trying to make sure that even if it wasn't the programming they wanted, at least there was some shit going on for the people who had paid out the asses to go to this event. So we tried to fill that in. So that is the second rumor. That I cannot entirely prove is true, is that people were leaving specifically because the rooms had not been paid for and they did not want to put their credit cards down on those rooms.
May I say a couple of things?
Yes.
Number one, you were helping on Friday after all the shit that happened. You were helping them stuff bags. I was helping them stuff VIP bags. Because they couldn't open the vendor floor to the VIPs until the VIPs had their VIP bags. But it was supposed to open in an hour and they hadn't stuffed any bags because they were still waiting for things that needed to go into the bags. So I was helping untangle like name tag cords and stuffing VIP bags because
they hadn't gotten the items that needed to go into them in time to start stuffing them. So that wasn't the problem of the people who were stuffing the bags. That was the problem of the coordinators who were supposed to give the bag stuffers things.
That brings me to my second point.
Give the bag stuffers. I put some weird.
I know what you meant.
I'm doing my best. Okay,
you're doing great. My second point is that apparently, this maybe is a rumor. I guess it is because I haven't really looked into it, so I cannot verify this. But according to a staffer, the two co-chairs, just two co-chairs, didn't delegate anything. Mm-hmm. I have never tried to run a big event. I've never tried to run an event, period. You better believe your ass. If I were trying to run an event at the Gaylord that was expecting as many people as Once Upon a Con, I'd be delegating the shit out of that. Like, sure, I understand wanting to save costs, to cut costs down, because if you were able to cut costs, you can pass those savings on.
Well, it's also if it's your baby. If it's like... it's your thing. You want everything just the way you want it.
But if you want it to succeed...
But that's what you do when you're on Bridezilla, not when you're an event organizer.
Correct. Yeah, no, you delegate.
But it kind of did have some Bridezilla-ness, where it was kind of whose party is it, and it wasn't about the guests.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so on to my third favorite rumor was that a lot of and this one I know, that a lot of the people who had hotel rooms that were not, that they were asked to put on their own credit cards when they should not have been asked that.
Yes.
They were told that the event runners were going to be actively communicating and working with the front desk, that there had been a banking error, that the room block had been improperly charged. They were actively working with the bank to try and get it fixed.
Because they got pegged as fraud or something?
Yeah, and that they were going to be down at the front desk, working with the front desk, trying to get everything sorted. We know that the event runners were never seen by the front desk staff.
Yeah, apparently.
We know that the front desk staff did not receive any communication from the event runners.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
And we know that a class action lawsuit against the event runners has also already been spoken of and is being put into motion. I know that it has gone to the higher ups of Marriott and Gaylord, and that they are actively getting involved in the situation. I know that there are some ADA, American with Disability Acts complaints going on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I also know that a great other thing that is fairly reliable is that there was a fantasy fashion show. One of the event organizers was seen as at the fantasy fashion show was mobbed and was not seen again at the event for 24 hours. I desperately tried to disprove that one. I could not. And another real favorite of mine that I believe is true and has more to do with what the fuck is the world than actual Once Upon a Con. So the whole Once Upon a Con thing was, Once Upon a Con was supposed to originally happen in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is where we lived for a long time. I would have been able to stay with my mom. It was like right in town, very doable venue.
We would have been like just 10 minutes away.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't bad where we were staying.
No,
anyway.
we were only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, we got to be with my sisters. So it was badass.
Yeah. And we got 2.5 years.
They were going to be in this venue in Lancaster, but they were trying to, the venue was trying to expand, and through their work in expanding, they found some of the underground railroad under the convention center and had to halt construction so that there could be an archaeological excavation on this underground railroad site.
So cool.
But the plan... apparently, the plan is to glass in the underground railroad bits like a museum, but still keep it as an event center So some bitch is gonna end up standing in the Underground Railroad while she says I do on TikTok.
Oh, God.
Like, you know it's coming. You know it's coming.
People are tactless.
And again, I can't prove that's gonna happen because I'm not Ella fucking Day. I'm not a seer.
Oh.
I'm just saying that someone is going to do that. If they have the Underground Railroad section available in a convention center for rent, that shit is going to go badly. Again, can I prove this? No, I can't prove this. I just have a genuine lack of faith in humanity, and sometimes people are stupid, and I assume it's going to happen.
I don't know why you have a lack of faith in humanity. You know, like currently, right now, there is an attempt to remove any mention of why we would even needed to have had an Underground Railroad in the Smithsonian.
Okay,
We're getting rid of all of that.
We don't even need to go that deep.
I know, you're right.
People tried to defraud Comic-Con people. Like, you have no idea how much time these bitches have on their hands. They will paint tiny figurines with absolute precision.
Yeah.
They will research Tolkien for like fucking doctorates. These bitches
remarkable.
will come after you.
Yeah.
They have dedication. They have focus. Do not fuck these people over.
Accurate.
They have hyperfixation to spare. They will get you.
They're all neurospicy. Oh, yeah.
They have a flock
fucked.
of neurospicy on their tail.
Yeah,
Why
you're
would
fucked.
you do that?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Doom Scrooge. They're doomed for all time. But again, like, there is going to be more expose type shit going on what happened Once Upon a Con coming out in the coming days. I'm certain. At least I was not at Sinners and Stardust because as far as I know, at Once Upon a Con, no models were assaulted. So you know what? We may have had some potential fraud or at least extreme ignorance.
Yeah.
At Once Upon a Con, but nobody got assaulted, so look at us fucking go.
From what we're aware of, like, if you know of anything, like, please correct us because we don't want to, be glossing over something important that happened.
But at least we weren't Saints and Stardust, so there's that.
I can't believe, wait, Sinners and Stardust?
Whatever.
You said Saints and Stardust. I was like, I thought it was Sinners. I don't know. Which one was it?
I think I'm a flogging Molly song.
Oh my God.
Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went way off the rails.
Holy shit. Well, no, here's the thing. Okay, for those of you who are like, what the fuck? No, it literally...
It was that bad.
It's blowing up on TikTok right now. So it's just kind of something that since we were there, we had a front row seat. We have to talk about it. Like, and not because of
VIPs paid huge amounts of money for this special dinner and they canceled it and gave them a little doubloon for a paperback book instead.
Holy shit. Yeah, and these paperbacks, like, y'all, they don't...
They are not worth a 4-course meal. Also, they were giving people doubloons to buy paperback books with from authors, and I'm lucky because I keep my paperback prices pretty cheap at events. So, like, giving me a doubloon for a book, you're probably like $15, but some authors, their paperbacks are $25. So I didn't get a lot of doubloons. Some people are owed like $600 in doubloon money.
Like we're owed $75, which is because that's $5, right? We're owed $5. That's it. That's not bad.
And some of the vendors are out like $5,000.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, it's that bad.
If for some reason, like, I hope that we see that money because that's, that every bit helps in this economy. But if we don't, it's not going to break us. But man, those other vendors, holy shit, 6,000? Oh my God. So that's why, if you're wondering, like, why the hell are they spending so much time on this? Because we have to. And it's not a visibility thing. It's not because, hey, we got to jump on the bandwagon. It's literally because it needs to be brought to light. It needs to be talked about because events like this, they are being used. I'm not saying this is what the organizers are doing. I'm not being slanderous. I'm just saying that events like this have been used to pilfer money from people, to rob people, and it's not okay.
No.
So these things have to be brought to light. I'm not saying that's what the organizers did. They could have just been fucking stupid. It's very possible. But that's at the best case scenario. They were fucking morons. That's it. Anyway.
Stupid at best, criminal at worst. Who's to say? But plus side, ending on a happy note.
Yes. Hey, they didn't.
Dragon Con.
Oh, yay!
So we have Dragon DragonCon coming up in like way too soon. It's going to give me agita.
In 8 days.
Yeah. So I will be at DragonCon in 8 days. I'm going to be posting along with show notes my DragonCon schedule.
Oh, you can post it now?
Yeah.
Woo, nice.
It's up on the app.
Oh, hell yeah.
It'll also be going up on my Substack and with my newsletter and up on my social media. So check around, find my DragonCon schedule. I am going to have really cute badge ribbons because I know it's what all the cool kids have at DragonCon. So I have those. And yeah, it has been a week of drama, but we got through it. We have some really great excitement on the horizon. And Ella Day is still hanging in there. So what a winner.
She is. Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart, as we say in the South.
All right. So in the meantime, please do follow, like, whatever it is on your preferred podcast platform, rate, comment, whatever nice things it is that you can do to have the algorithm know that you like us and would like to hear us again. That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
It very much would. And as always, thank you for reading.